strategy, OSP. You wanted to have a reaction to what Nani Asapon? Or
not a reaction,
okay.
Just a clarification.
Okay, please.
And I'll
please
do
clarify.
It quickly. Yeah, and I'll do it quickly. I mean, when you are in public service, two major things. The OSP is supposed to give to the Attorney General documents that the Attorney General can use to process the extradition. Now, this document is what people are referring to as docket. The OSP has not refused to give those information to the Attorney General. In fact, just September, although that information was not leaked, the Attorney General had written to the OSP in asking for even an incomplete investigation report. And the OSP has assured that it is building up the rest of the information, and as soon as it's ready, it will transmit to the Attorney General. So really, there is no issue. Unless you do not know the documents that are required for extradition, let me quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Furiata, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrant remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The OSP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why it should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people don't know the meaning of red notice. It means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Furiata. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, a lot has been done to even restrict his movement to one particular place. Now, there are other things you need to add to the extradition briefing, which is the offenses you have charged the person with. And then there's something called constitutionality. You need to justify whether the offenses here are the same as there. And then the most important thing that the American court will look at is the issue of the political character, political bias, witch hunt. You need to justify that the person is not being persecuted but being prosecuted for stated offenses. It has nothing to do with politics. That is the most important one. And these other ones is the AG that will be justifying it. What we need to provide to the AG, we have majority of them. The only thing left is the fact that we said that we have discovered a lot, volumes of documents that we were analyzing to board up our charges against Mr. Furiata. And so we will finish with it. And these documents were the documents we retrieved from SML's office when we searched the SML's office. And we're saying that we need time to analyze these documents and add it. So it's not like I said, we have not given the Attorney General any briefing or any information that he needs to do it. We are only adding to it. And that cannot be construed to mean a delay or that we don't want to give anything to the Attorney General. So those who don't understand will always come and talk, docket. But it's not an issue of docket. It's an issue of information.
Sammy Darko, are you saying the Attorney General, Dominic Ayene, as well as his deputy, Semsai, do not understand the processes you've explained? Is that the position of your office?
That is your position. And it's born out of a misunderstanding of what I've just explained to you. Because if you listen to me carefully, you notice that I've told you that whatever is being requested for is being given. So there is nothing like not being given. And let me tell you something. Whoever leaked this information wanted what we are doing now. That's what the person wanted. Because you see, it's not all correspondence that was even leaked. If the person had added the other ones to it, there will be no need for this discussion. In a storm in a teacup, because we have moved past where the release was up to. But what I'm telling you now is that it's not an issue about a docket. It's an issue about OSP putting documents in a file and giving it to the Attorney General to complete. Let me tell you something. Mr. Foresta is not the only one that OSP is investigating the SML matter. We have about 22 suspects.
Are they on red notice?
How can someone be on red notice if they are in Ghana? So if you allow me to explain to you.
We are talking in this instance case relating to Ken Oforiatta, for which we've had a reaction from the Deputy Attorney General. And your explanation is that there seemed to be some miscommunication or a misunderstanding. And I'm saying that is that the official position of the OSP?
No, I've not said that.
Or do you not think that Sremsai, who is a Deputy Attorney General, doesn't understand the processes? Because in that interaction, this is what he says, Sammy Darko. I want to make it clear. That's the office of the Attorney General, are the only authority that can initiate and make an extradition request. But we need the investigative docket from the OSP to do so. And he continues, Sammy Darko, that as of today, we still don't have the docket, despite sending several requests, including written formal letters and demands. What are you saying, Sammy Darko?
And that's what I've told you. You don't shout. Just take your time and listen.
I'm not shouting. I'm in my studio.
I know that your listeners and viewers will understand what I'm telling you. What the Deputy Attorney General said is what we have clarified for you. For instance, there has not been any several demand on us. You were just showing
Are you saying he's lying? Because this is a direct quote from the interview.
You were showing your viewers the various correspondence. So you notice that the correspondence started in June. And you have given them the chronology. And I told you, said, the last correspondence that came was in September. Is it part of the leak? You notice it's not part of the leak. And I'm bringing attention to what is happening and says that there is nothing like OSP is refusing to give information. It is an issue about OSP completing a particular type of work and to supply that information. And I told you also that when we talk about a docket, it's a bigger file, but it's not the bigger file that we have to give to the Attorney General. We have to select the information that the Attorney General requires to do the extradition on Ken Oforiatta. And that, I just told you that majority of them we have procured already, which is the red notice, arrest warrant. Okay. And I said we are now boarding up the offenses and the charges that he will need to add. The rest of them is justification, which the Attorney General will have to do.
Very well.
We have even supplied to the Attorney General the names of our officers who are going to go to the United States to do the extradition. We have done all these. All I'm telling you and the viewers and the listeners is that OSP is not going to allow this matter to be politicized, because when we do that, then we are helping Mr. Oforiatta not to come to Ghana. Because once you make it political, then it's going to be difficult in an American court to convince them that this issue is not about politics.
Okay.
And remember, he has access to all the information that has been leaked. And let me talk briefly about the leak and see why every meaning Ghanaian must condemn it. You may be happy that the insufficient leak that creates an impression as if there is a banter between the AG and the OSP, or that the OSP is unwilling. But there's no way in the leak where the OSP has said, I won't give you any information. How can the OSP that has fought effortlessly to ensure that Mr. Oforiatta is brought down to face justice be the one that will frustrate the process?
Okay.
We are rather even in a hurry.
So, how then would you describe the position, if not the comment from the Attorney General, of course, from the Deputy Attorney General, in reaction to how it looks like, based on my own description, sluggish the OSP seem to be riding this whole journey, so to speak?
Let me explain to you again. As we speak, the OSP is the only independent law enforcement agency that is investigating Mr. Furiata, that has placed him on Interpol red notice. And that is the body that, when he is brought down to Ghana, is going to prosecute him. The OSP has worked tirelessly, even when many people doubted it, including media personnel, when we had said that Mr. Furiata was just playing hide and seek and did not want to come to Ghana. We have come too far to botch our own operation. We are a specialized institution. We are very focused and we know exactly what we are doing.
Okay.
The AG's role in this exercise is to
Sammy,
help.
I'll rephrase my question. I don't know whether your response is the response to my question. Again, how would you react to the position of the Attorney General following the comments by the Deputy Attorney General that it looks like the back and forth from the OSP seem to be slowing down the process to bring him right here into our jurisdiction?
There is no back and forth between AG and the OSP.
So how would you react to Sremsai's position?
It is a joint work, and we are working tirelessly to ensure that the right information is boxed up and given to the Attorney General, and that the OSP will do, because OSP has come too far to let it go. What OSP needs now is for the Attorney General to assist the OSP to complete the extradition that will bring Mr. Furiata down to Ghana for the OSP to prosecute Mr. Furiata.
All right.
Remember, this is
the politics that you talk about, the politics that you say that is being inferenced into this subject matter, is it in reference to perhaps the comments by Sremsai, the Deputy Attorney General?
The comment is to anyone whose motive is to make it political, to make it easier for Mr. Furiata not to be brought back to Ghana.
Sammy Darko, who do you refer to?
What matters is that this matter cannot be politicized, because the OSP.
And I'm asking you, who is politicizing the subject matter?
Body. When the matter becomes political, it simply means that it's been put out in the public domain and being discussed as if there is a fight between the OSP and the Attorney General. And I'm telling you now that that does not augur well for Ghana's chance to bring Mr. Furiata back to Ghana. Remember, Mr. Furiata is going to fight this in the U.S. court. Extradition is a court process in another country. And any document
are you saying that the Attorney General, Dominic Ayeni, as well as his deputy, Sremsai, don't know this? That's all I'm asking.
Why are you now revealing to me that they might have leaked it?
I don't know. I don't. Sammy Darko, I think we're done with the conversation. Okay? Thank you very much, Sammy Darko. Sammy Darko is Director for Strategy, the Office of the Special Prosecutor. But so straight away, that's where we zoom into the conversation. And TK, would you say that...
Mami mo bibi akwaba na yemfambra yem platform we eso. Enti utie nsema Sammy Darko guy no eka. It tells you so we eye sebi ahumpo yeka humpa. Or a very disrespectful guy, or a very arrogant, ignorant, and pride. On say Kevin Taylor and someone ran okay in a no quarrel. And go forward in somebody the docket of OS a year a mechanism. I kinofrata the investigation muso my the so-called investigation no. Among person the bema age no so I then ashwembi. Intino. It is like they are behind the reason why Akinofrata has not been, extradited, and I say extradited to Ghana. Yes, these people are behind, and that office of the special prosecutor must be scrapped as soon as possible. John Mahama said, when you kiseja be in free hall, and I say, once scrap that office now, you will get yourself to be blamed. In fact, yanti asem fa mamo. Yen wan say na me enyansi ye be kon ye kwa kuti the main conversation no. Osan so kra ne Roland Walker esan ye interview bi after this heated interview no. Oni Roland Walker osan freba back say obe rectify nyem obe ye some oyisu brofu bi. Osi obabe mfanche me what I say na yɛnti saa nsɛm bi na yɛkɔba yɛbɛtoa so de ama hanom ɛyɛ number 1 authentic platform Mega TV yankopɔn nkɔsoa ɛnkɔ bibia ho ɛnhyira wo.
Especially in response by Sammy Darko, the Director for Strategy of the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Good morning to your viewers and good morning to my good people of Hohwe. Chaco, good morning. Look, Sammy started by saying a lot of people were skeptical about their activities and whether they will achieve success. That alone should tell us that within they have a problem. Luckily, he said his position
He says they don't.
No, they have. If they don't have problem, what the hell is he telling us that a lot of people are skeptical, including media men? Or I didn't hear him well.
You're right.
Yes, he said including media men are skeptical. Now, he says he's the director of strategy. Is that a strategy he has advised us to do? Look, for the AG or the deputy AG to have come out to tell us this, it means there's a problem. Because both Dr. Sremsai and Dr. Ayine are good guys who will go to the hilt and do the job. The OSP knows very well they cannot initiate extradition proceedings. For you to extradite somebody from the US, there has to be a probable cause. It takes a lot of steps for us to get there. Now, he's talking about people reading politics into it. You ask him several times, who will read politics into this? He couldn't tell us. Just because the message comes into the public domain, he should give us a break. Look, they should, if he's the director of strategy, they should just go and conduct a research and see the public perception of how they realize how they're handling this Kenuforiata story. Now, there is no way we will agree or admit the fact that they are doing a very good job with this Kenuforiata strategy. No. He talks about the fact that the docket is a bigger file. What is he talking about? Docket is a bigger file. What if Kenuforiata arrives in Ghana today, they arrest, and they say make disclosures? They are going to take this number of years to disclose what they brought him to court for? No, please, give us a break. Do the job. Get them. He also tells us that they have sent their personnel to AG. The AG says, give us your personnel and the docket. And you send the personnel without the docket. What are you trying to say? Please.
His justification, and he's explained that these are processes, and so it's only a back and forth. It's not as if there's bad blood, so to speak. That is based on my own reading and then the public opinion interrogation of what the responses were from Srem's side to be a certain bad blood between the two institutions.
You see, does it mean that they were not ready when they wanted to initiate the extradition process? They should have been ready. Because by the time you are talking to the AG to say that we want to bring this guy back, you must have all your things in place. Is it that they don't know the processes that lead to the extradition of somebody from the US, that the AG has to ask you, give me this, give me that, before you bring the person in? You see, I don't know whether, I know Sammy Darko is a journalist, I think so. But
yes, he's a trained journalist.
He's a trained journalist. But
practice
yes,
also
but I think
widely.
I think at this stage, he's not communicating well. Because there is some level of apprehension with the public to say, this guy is serious. This to and fro with Kenuforiata has taken so long that everybody is getting impatient. Look, my venerable senior Chachichi Kata, he was way away in outside Ghana when they said they wanted him. He came in and faced prosecution. So if Kenuforiata has nothing to hide, why is he away? In any case, you are saying that if the thing becomes political, was Kenuforiata a revenue minister or something? He was a politician.
Yeah, but he says that, yes, especially in this instant case when you have to deal with extradition.
Yes.
Where we know that the processes are you have to inform another country for them to ensure that they trigger the processes of using their law enforcement agencies to bring that person.
Good.
The excuse could be given by that person that it is because I'm a top politician and then I'm being targeted for persecution, etc. So Sammy says the Office of the Special Prosecutor wants to make sure that that is not construed to be the subject.
No, you see, when you want to extradite somebody from the US, you need to submit arrest warrants, you need to submit charge sheets, you need to submit all that.
Very well.
Then for the Justice Department to go through it, The Justice Department, satisfied that there's a probable cause, will send it to a magistrate. The magistrate will go through it and see if there is a probable cause. Then they will submit to the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State will okay it. If the Secretary of State okays it, then they will get the marshals to bring the person in. So there is a long chain. That is the very reason why the AG is saying, give us what you have. Let us see if these things meet the criteria for somebody to determine that there is a probable cause before you bring the person. Now you are there shouting on top of your, on the rooftop. Honorable Dr. Sammy would come on national TV and make such an accusation just for the sake of it.
You call it accusation?
Yes. I mean, how would he say such a thing without any justification? Look, Honorable Justice is such a fine gentleman just to throw away words like that. No, there is something. They don't appear to be cooperating with the AG. Let somebody tell them in their face. They are not cooperating. Get the docket in, you send your personnel without the docket. Now you are telling us the docket is almost ready. What did you have when you wrote to the office of the president? In any case, is it the office of the president that will initiate the extradition process? Senior, perhaps I am wrong. Is it the office of the president that you wrote to the chief of staff while the AG is the one who will initiate? So the reply has to come to the AG for the AG to start it. Is it that the special prosecutor doesn't know? Please. They are toying with this kind of Oriata thing too much, but somehow justice will be done.
And so far, your observations, the opinion out there is that the OSP is being slow in this whole process. But Sammy also says, based on explanation, it's by procedure. And those procedures so far are going according to plan.
Thank you, Roland, and good morning to my friends. Roland, at least let it be on record that I'm not a lawyer. We will try to do justice with the help of the lawyers here. So if we're mistaken, then you try to correct us. Sammy Darko and his boss are not being fair and honest to Ghanaians.
You mean the office of the special prosecutor? Let's not make it personal.
Of course, I mean, he's occupying an office. There is a person occupying the office. He spoke on behalf of the office. And he's not being an honest gentleman. What he's doing is more of an institutional politicking, trying to...
Institutional politicking?
Yes, or no, so he should look for the meaning. He's doing institutional politicking, trying to do some dummy playing, draft, put it here and I put it there, just for the justification. You remember, on one of the shows, on Tuesday, 3rd June, this year, I was here, right here. I was seated here close to Dog. And I said that there is a relationship between the OSP and the Kenoforiata family. And until that is dealt with, it's going to be difficult for the OSP to do what
I don't understand. You're raising this as an allegation again? You did that the first time?
Of course, and I've said it, he has not denied it. There is a relationship between the two. And until that is dealt with, there is no way, what's his name, Ajabin, would have the balls to be able to execute the mandate
you have the balls?
Ghanaians have given him. You see, it is hard time he understands that Ghanaians have given him a job to do. No matter the relationship he has, even if Kenoforiata is the father, he has to ensure that the procedures are followed. You understand me? And Roland, this case is a test of Ghana's commitment to equal justice.
How so?
Do you think, in any case, that if I were Kenoforiata, I wouldn't have been brought to Ghana by now?
I don't understand. Kenoforiata.
If
And Nanayao.
between Kenoforiata and
Nanaya
Nanaya,
Sapon
Yes.
of Movement for Change 10
No,
UP.
UP plus.
UP.
United Party.
You're saying,
And
is it because of the reputation or
so
the
that's what I'm saying.
relationship?
It is a test of Ghana's commitment to equal justice. Because if it was an ordinary person like me, it wouldn't have taken the OSP a week to bring me to town. You understand? And Sammy Darko comes on national television and tries to throw jargons and speak English for who to understand.
He's making justifications.
What
Nanaya
justification? We put him there, we use taxpayers' money to pay him to work. And you are coming to speak English to us. Now, this is very fundamental. There are two things involved. Extradition, and when we have gone beyond and everything occurs, we can even, our laws allow for trial in absentia.
Yes, but...
Am I right?
Yes.
So it's a step. I mean, there are steps you would follow. So, under no circumstance should the OSP come to tell us that. And I was asking you, I think there is a case. As when they said they don't know his whereabouts, he contradicted himself. At the end of the day, he said the red alert now has restricted his movement, and he used to go between Maryland and London. And when he realized himself that he was being caught in his own trap, he said now his movement is restricted within Maryland. It means he knows where he is. You are telling me he's contesting you in court. Lawyer, you have been a lecturer in the law school. Can anybody file a suit without an address?
No.
There is an authority in Supreme Court here, NIB versus the Standard Offshore. You cannot. So they know the exact foreign address of Ken Oforiatta. And if they would allow and give what the Attorney General is seeking to file, he's contesting you in court through his lawyers, yet you don't know where he is. That's a blatant lie. You don't look Ghanaians in the face and then...
You're making strong inference and allegations.
Why is it that anytime...
That he knows that there is in Maryland. Cases are filed, there are addresses. And so they know where he is.
Of course. I'm not a lawyer, I'm saying that. You cannot file. And that's why the lawyers are here and I'm asking the question. Is it possible for you to file without an address? They always put specific address there. And they are always very specific. And I'm saying that there was a case between NIB and Standard Offshore. I am not so much into these legal things. But what I know is that one of the reasons why the ruling that was given was that the people were not able to provide the foreign addresses. So if Ken is battling you in court, it means you know his whereabouts. In any case, has he not been responding? If his lawyers have been responding to you, then the lawyers should be able to help us to identify where he is. And you come to tell Ghanaians that we do not understand. Are the constitutions and the Extradition Act written in Greek? It should be fair to our intelligence. We can read and understand. I mean, being a strategist doesn't put you above any Ghanaian. The question you asked him, which he was not able to answer, was as simple. Does that presuppose that the Deputy Attorney General is lying? Was he able to answer it?
Say that again. I wasn't following.
You posed a question at him that the Deputy Attorney General addressed or gave an interview or did an interview, and he stated that the OSP is the one delaying giving them the docket or refusing giving them the docket to continue the process. And you asked him, does that mean the explanation he is given is he presupposing that the Deputy Attorney General is lying? Was he able to answer you?
No.
So you come early Tuesday morning on a national television where our monies are used to pay you. And you would come and lie. No, but that is true.
But we all of us are paying them. They are not paying.
Why? You think I don't pay taxes?
Yeah, but that's not how you talk to public officials.
Director of strategy.
Am I a foreigner? No, I'm asking. Roland, am I a foreigner?
So you're speaking like a citizen.
I'm a citizen, not a spectator. It's as simple as that. You see, we need to be able to deal with this issue of corruption without thinking of whatever that happens between friendship or relationships. Okay? When we did this great transformational plan, you remember on the pillars, one of the pillars, which has to do with governance, all right, the clusters, which has to do with governance. We had a pillar in it that dealt with corruption. We had stated that we need to be able...
Stay there, 2023 GTP, stay there. Sammy Darko is back on the line. Sammy Darko, Director for Strategy, OSP. You wanted to have a reaction to what Nani Asapon? Or
not a reaction,
okay.
Just a clarification.
Okay, please.
And I'll
please
do it
clarify.
quickly. Yeah, and I'll do it quickly. I mean, when you are in public service, there are a number of things that will happen. But I'm happy he said that he's not a lawyer. The one I wanted to correct was that I said that Interpol red notice restricts a person's movement. And I've used that. We know from intelligence that he used to move from America to London. But once you issue a red notice, he's unable to move and that he's confined in America. And I said the area we know he is. The reason why we have requested extradition to US and not to say UK is because we know he's in US. So it's not an issue now. We are not dealing with whether we know where he is or where he is not, except that the Interpol in that country is the one that will effect the arrest with us when extradition goes through. The second one he said that I want to clarify is the part that he talks about the fact that if Mr. Furiata has been battling OSP in court, it means we know his address. Just for information, yes, Mr. Furiata has filed over 8 suits challenging the arrest warrant that we secured, which the Attorney General is going to use, including the red notice, which the Attorney General is going to use. But in Ghana, he uses his Ghanaian address, which is allowed by law. And his lawyers are the ones that represent him in court, which is also allowed by law, because those processes are civil actions, human rights actions that he's taking to block it. So let me reiterate the point that the OSP is committed to bringing Mr. Furiata back. And with the other version, which you have not heard, and I've said that even with the leak, there's a third letter that they did not put out there. And that third letter would have dispelled all these. What we are saying is that the fact that we said we have uncovered fresh evidence when we searched the offices of SML, and that we need to add up so that we're able to get more charges, does not mean that the OSP is delaying or refusing to give the information that the AG needs. Okay. And it also does not invalidate the fact that Mr. Shem Sai says that, or Dr. Sai says that the OSP has not given him the docket. Yes, we are saying that the docket will go to him. And in this case, I said that when we say a docket, we mean all the relevant information that is needed to tender in an American court. That is what we are giving to them. And I have also said that it does not mean that we have not given them some. I told you that we are in the stage of the offensive requirements, which we just want to add a few to it and then send to him. So there is no delay. There is no confusion. There is no fight between us. The fact that he has come up because journalists have gone to him to ask where the stage you have reached. And OSP has been briefing Ghanaians all this while. When we talk, you say we talk too much. When we keep quiet to work, you say we are conniving with people. Okay. It's preposterous to even say that the special prosecutor has a relationship and then you also say you can bring somebody down in 1 week. Sebinam Tamakulu has been convicted. She's supposed to be brought down to Ghana to serve just a sentence. Conviction is done. Do you know why she's not here? Let's go back to the issue of political bias. When you are getting extradition in the U.S. court, it's a major requirement. And when I say that, it doesn't mean that we think people don't know or we are disrespecting people or anything. All we are saying that there is no bad blood. It's a process, and we will get there. We have not delayed. I don't know who even says we have delayed. This has been a very difficult proceedings, and we have been working diligently to get this done.
Sammy,
people and men at OSP have been working.
You said that already. Thank you for the clarification. Though, again, the question, are you saying that the Deputy Attorney General then doesn't know the processes, as a result is lying?
The Deputy Attorney General knows the processes. And the processes are the same processes I'm telling you.
So why would he say that in that interview?
He will say that in the interview because journalists have gone to him to ask him where in the stage of the extradition have you reached, and he has said that, well, I'm waiting for a docket from the OSP. And I'm saying that the docket he's talking about is the other information we need to board up and give it to the office. Okay. And that we are going to do. It's not that something that, it's not a question about whether we will do. It's a question about the time. And I just explained to you that the reason why there is some form of delay, as people call it, is because we have volumes of documents that is crucial to the case that we uncovered recently. And we want to add that up. It doesn't, yes, I understand people.
Is the Office of the Special Prosecutor worried, Sammy Darko, about the public reputation it seems to be garnering these days? That it's a bit slow on some cases and very tortoise-like on others?
That is very important because it reminds me of another thing I wanted to clarify. When I said that people did not trust us, I meant in the beginning. Some people were saying we were unconscionable, the man is sick and we are dragging him. That's what I meant. And I said that even the media some members of the media were saying that, including you, Roland, you asked us that, but the man is sick. Why I told you want him down in Ghana? And now that we have gone so far, and that he has to come down, now people are saying we are the ones that are delaying and we don't want to do it and all that. But the point I'm making, I forgot even the question that you asked. But the point I'm making
but that's okay. Let's keep the question. Thank you very much, Director of Strategy Sammy Darko, helping us with the clarification. I asked a question, you didn't answer though, but no problem at all. We're still good.
Oh no, I will.
That's fine. Sammy Darko, thank you very much. The clarification has been made. Let's forget the question. I retract. Now, so the subject matter that he clarified was that
you.
No. The subject matter that he clarified was the fact that they are not slow and that they are not deliberate actions on their part to make sure.
From June, you have been gathering, or not gathering, but you are trying to put papers in a file called a docket from June.
Yeah.
June, July,
and now they have
August, September, October.
The lawyer said the wheels of justice grind.
Not this type of.
Nobody is telling them to rush.
Two lawyers here.
Nobody is telling them to rush. But when you have asked him a question, he himself is telling us, without you even asking him, that Ghanaians from the beginning didn't trust them. We still don't trust them when it comes to OSP and Kenofriata. That should be established. It is not as if, and I was saying that, with what is happening, Roland, Ghanaians should agree with us, saying that we need to introduce the anti-corruption czar in this country.
But we have the OSP.
Which one? Which OSP? Let's be able to synchronize all of these institutions. You will not come and tell me OSP is refusing to give you a docket. And you won't come and tell me that you are using 7 months to try to gather the papers you yourself have investigated and they are with you, trying to put them in. In any case, are they those who are supposed to trigger, or do we need all of those new? What is the name he said that they've the new findings?
Yes, new evidence.
The new evidence. Do they need all of that to be able to trigger the process? What you have already, what we have been dealing with for months. That which you stood on to put him on red alert. Is it not enough for you to trigger the process? Is it not enough? So does that mean that if tomorrow they are able to uncover new evidence and new findings, we would have to hold on the process again and add up? Well, I'm not a lawyer. You are lawyers. Is that what's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Because you had some evidence, some findings. It was on those findings that you triggered this red alert whole thing with Interpol.
Yeah, but he says that
is it not strong enough?
It's a bit tactful, and the processes need to be methodical, so to speak.
The Attorney General's office,
because public opinion, when it's rife and seems to create a certain opinion that the political establishment wants to come at you, persecute you, it could trigger perhaps a certain feedback from the host country that this guy going to Ghana will fall in trouble. as a
See,
result
one
of that?
one of the elements or one of the legs extradition stands on is that whatever you are being accused of, all right, should be punishable in your home country and in the country in which you are. Please, does the US, whichever state it is, do they pamper corruption?
No.
Dr. Koba, what do you make of the responses so far? And perhaps could the Deputy Attorney General have responded a bit better, or perhaps more diplomatically, for the way he did in response to the question on the OSP in the subject matter of Kenoferiata?
Roland, before I begin, let me greet Oketechi Kome, my Omahin of the Commander traditionally. Roland, it appears that since the establishment of the OSP, we still have some distance to cover to get the OSP and the AG's office to work seamlessly.
Really?
Yeah.
Article 88 says that the OSP derives its powers from...
Yes, but you look at the history of the office.
Martin Amidu...
From, there seems to be all this, tension that exists in one form or the other that we need to deal with, especially if we're going to fight corruption and fight it successfully with our institutions. Why is the OSP, one might ask, why is the OSP so defensive? How can a complaint, from the Deputy Attorney General in terms of information to journalists that we are yet to receive some information, how can it trigger
Such a response.
such a response? Look at the response we are getting this morning. I'm sitting here, I'm flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted?
Yes.
Such a big word.
Is it?
Yes, he got it from my former school.
Is it necessary? Is there a way that the OSP's office and the AG's office can work seamlessly behind the scenes so that those of us who are expecting results from them will not even know if there is a disagreement between them? I sense, listening to the Director of Strategy, I sense a little bit of paranoia.
Paranoia?
Yeah.
Flabbergasted paranoia.
I can recall, I'm sure you will remember, the OSP's press conference.
The one he sang.
Which one? Kwanuma? Akwanuma.
Yeah. I think there is still a bit of that going on. And I think that both his office should seek some rapprochement with other agencies that are in the fight, to counter corruption. We need them to work together. At OSP's office, as I've said, we need to get over this history of what I think is suspicions and suspicions, especially with politics, using its own words, and get the OSP and the AG to work together. After all, we're told, the law, when you look at the law, OSP derives its powers from the AG's office. And it is impossible for him to work well without that synergy working well. This looks to me too much like Ghana washing its dirty linen in the clear view of the whole world. We don't need to do that.
You're saying this could have been avoided?
Yes. Especially if
OSP represented by Sammy says these are just processes.
Especially the OSP is concerned about perceptions of politicization. If you are really concerned about it, you don't get on TV and talk about politicization. The OSP should call the Attorney General, like 2 public servants that we are paying, and talk about getting this thing done so that we can bring the Honorable ex-minister down to face trial. I think the OSP, the office is paranoid, and it has to deal with that paranoia. I don't know who can help them, but there seems to be a certain knee-jerk reaction to any criticism of any sort that comes from anyone. But you know, this is the era of Kebi Mamin Kebi. Citizens will express their view. Journalists will question you. Your fellow public officers may not understand what you're doing and will raise questions. Those of us analysts, academics, and will ask you questions,
interrogate,
and you have to answer them without getting so bent out of shape, you know, bent all over the place. I think that we need a new page. The OSP should use this example of disagreement with other officers, sit down with the AG and come to some working relationship that will, you know, speed up this process and get the former minister here.
Latike, how then do we make sure that the groundswell of public opinion, which seems to be going against the OSP, in terms of its aesthetic or fiscal,
or the optics,
what the optics say, and in terms of its commitment to be able to see through each of the cases so far, it has publicly come to communicate to the stakeholders that this is what we're going to, because some of them, for example, Cecilia Dapa, they were very categorical in terms, and then, so is it because of the history they've had in terms of how they've looked at other past cases, and then also how they started this, and it looked like they now seem to be in a very lukewarm jacket?
You captured it nicely. It's both the history and the present behavior. Even as Sammy Darko is talking to us today, the docket is still not with the AG. And my question, I asked 2 questions. Why did they write to the Chief Justice, in the Chief of Staff in the first place?
Maybe it's a matter of procedure.
No. The Chief of Staff is not the one to initiate the extradition proceedings. It's the Attorney General. So why do you go there? That is number 1. Number 2, since the Attorney General made the request, why do you delay in submitting those requests to him? Is the material so voluminous? Number 3, as Senior has said, why are you responding to us politically when you are afraid that the whole matter will become a political issue? You see, as lawyers, there are certain gymnastics you can play to delay processes and to delay proceedings. Is that one of those that they are employing? The OSP currently need to move beyond the talk. I would have expected that this morning, before Sammy Darko is talking to you, he would have said, we have dispatched the docket to AG and he should be with the AG in the next 10 minutes. How voluminous is it? If it is so voluminous, get your people, distribute the material, go photocopy in all the photocopy shops in Accra and get it sent to the AG. Since the Honorable Dr. Swemsai made the pronouncement on national TV, he has taken a couple of days. Yet the material has not been received. And the question I'm asking is, how come, assuming that the Ken Oforiatta arrives today, you take him to court tomorrow, and they say make disclosures, are you going to tell the court that give us enough time? Then what the hell, on what grounds were you bringing him to trial for? There should be some reason. It might be the reason why the AG might say, keep your file and whatever you are doing. We are starting ours. when they get enough grounds, and they can request for his presence in Ghana here. But until the OSP comes forward to tell us that what we are doing, we have achieved the thing we promised Ghanaians. We have achieved what the Attorney General has asked us to do. Until that is done, people will rely on their past history. Look, if you listen to all the media houses yesterday, I don't think anybody will be under any illusion to say that a number of people are calling for the scrapping of even the office of the special prosecutor. Indeed, my brother here has said it, that that office appears not to be fit for purpose because it is taking so long. How many cases can Sammy Darko come forward today and say high-profile cases, corruption-related, that they will pump their chest up to say that 1, 2, 3, we have been able to secure conviction? How many? And if, look, the last time I appeared here, I said that the last press conference by the OSP, he named a lot of cases. I've written them down. The next time he is coming to address us, we will move the goalpost to see when you started, where have you reached in these cases? Until then, it's just talk. Finally, let me say, when the OSP met the press the last time and sang that Ankwanuma song, what was the issue why he was singing? Did he include one of the issues with Ken Ofori-Atta? If it was, why then they didn't arrest Ofori-Atta then and allow Ofori-Atta to go? Finally, if they are really serious, they could have gone to US and sit down with Ofori-Atta and take his statement under caution over there. Then that way he is aware that a process has begun against him. But to be here and just be doing it, telling us journalistic vibes every day, will not achieve anything.
Where do we go from here? What should be the expectation quickly between the two institutions?
The Deputy Attorney General has stated what they want. They are the main institution that has the powers to be able to trigger what it is now. And so what we are saying is that they have to take action. Roland, extradition, in my view, begins where probably domestic law ends. Am I right? When the law of justice would have to cross border.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And where the law would have to cross border to ensure that no one is above the law.
Yeah.
Because if this issue with Ken Ofori-Atta is not dealt with, anybody at all can be involved in an act of corruption, whether true or not, and cross border and just be there. You understand me? And Sammy Darko should give us a break trying to bring in somebody who has undergone trial in absentia and has been convicted. What is the lady's name? Sedinam. What has Sedinam's issue got to do with this? This is what Ghanaians are calling out for. The man has served as finance minister. We say we have issues. Our money is with him. He should bring our money. Is that not what we are asking?
That's all.
Bring him home. Let him come and answer questions. Simplicity. You have done your work. No, another person has to continue. You understand me? You say you have done yours. Another man has to continue his. Give him that which he needs to be able to continue, for him to continue. But for you to come and always addressing media and talking to Ghanaians,
but you cannot take that away from.
And that is one thing. I'm sorry to say. I always tell people who have organizations and are building businesses and other things that if you don't, when we go out, don't beat me. If you want to take concrete decisions and move forward, you don't surround your board table with journalists and lawyers. They'll be arguing over words.
Yeah.
What he came to do was just arguing over words.
Oh, no. He's responding on behalf of his organization. And I think Sammy is well primed. He's a legal practitioner.
That's what I'm saying.
A lawyer.
That if you don't want to go forward in your institution,
for a number of years.
So
you actually corresponded for the BBC. So he's right.
In the group, he's talking about lawyers and journalists. And
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a journalist.
No, I mean, he has the two.
Oh, you didn't know. Why would we let me free by on?
Okay. I mean, they want the docket, so send it. No complaints.
No complaints.
So how do we resolve? The two institutions should work together?
Yeah, I think
quickly,
so.
just in 2 minutes.
I think I don't know the OSP. I mean the SP.
The person.
The person.
Oh, he
I've-
was
I've
a
never-
Kisi
part-time-
Ajabe.
he
Well,
was a
I've
part-time
never met
lecturer
him,
at,
but I-
Shadrach, bring his Kwanuma video so that you see.
I've never met him, but I've read a lot
Okay.
about him,
Yeah.
and I've heard good things about him.
Yeah.
I have read quite a bit about, Dr. Ine and Dr. Srem. These are good people, solid people. They should sit together and deal with this, because we need the AG's office and the OSP to work together for us to achieve results. Be looked at. They have to sit in their staff meetings and think about the way they are perceived out there from the beginning, from its inception, and I think they need to do something about the history of the office and how it is resulting in all these public perceptions, which in effect is making them paranoid, in my opinion.
They are causing financial loss to the state.
Paranoid.
Yes.
Nobody turned.
But Roland, yes,
they-
we need to be able to deal with the issues of relationship we have with people when we occupy state offices that demands us to be accountable. You understand? If you are given a mandate, you should be able to separate your statesmanship, all right, from your relationship with others. If you need to be a statesman, be a statesman. And I still insist, and I say that, in my view, with what OSP is doing, he's making me believe that indeed there is an extraordinary relationship between the two.
Okay, so you were guessing. You were just speculating. Not that you know of that there's a relationship between. Okay, so the Democracy Hub, you've put an injunction on
Roland.
the processes that leads to us trying to counter the foreigners who are into Galamsey, etc. They say that the foreigners should not be repatriated, so to speak.
Yes, a point of correction. Yes, an application for injunction. Some believe it's an injunction. Some believe that wait until the court pronounces.
It's just an application at this instance.
Yes, the court has made the date for 23rd for them to. I've not cited the process, but I've read bits and bits about it. See, just before we came here, I was telling somebody that when you go to Ghana Immigration Service now, there are so many, yes, just around the corner here, there are so many Chinese in custody, and they don't have documentation to be repatriated even.
I don't understand.
Yes.
What do you mean by
because
they don't have documentation?
when they came into Ghana, they threw their passports away. So nobody knew even where they come from. And the countries are not willing to take them back because they can't confirm that they are our nationals. And we have problems like that. Then when you also want to prosecute them and get some of these things done, it is on the cost to the nation. So what the minister said, it was way back. I don't know why they have just woken up to it. Way back that the minister said that, look, instead of prosecuting, jailing the people and keeping them here, feeding them, when we get you, let them send you away. And this was discussed to a large extent, and the minister gave all his explanations as to why he felt that we should do this. I will be slightly surprised if the court will rule in their favor, because there have been decided cases that you don't injunct state institutions from doing their work. Whether that involves a breach of a statute, that is another. But we give the minister the position to work on our behalf. Here we are complaining about the sort of situations we are finding every day. And the minister says, once we get someone, we will not spend time, get bail, wait for extradition, etc. The moment you are arrested,
So it's for want of expediency.
Yes, it's just for us to do it fast track without waiting for all these things. Sometimes these things are needed for the situation we find ourselves in. So I pray, let's wait, let's see what the outcome will be. Now, granted that they are successful and there's an injunction, what next? We got the people and we allow them to roam, go back to the field and continue doing the work? No. We need to get our act together. This Galamsey thing, everybody is complaining. About 2 weeks ago, I was called for about 18 of them that they want to appear before court. I went to meet the guys. They don't want to tell you where they come from. Where, if you get the
and this is your personal encounter as a lawyer.
My personal encounter. Where are you sending them to?
But that's deliberate, is that not?
Yes, that is why we have identified.
Do that.
Yes, so we have identified.
To immigration laws, you come,
yes.
You do your renewals every 3 months.
Yes, we have identified where they come from. The moment we get you, we send you. Look, and even the extradition, the deportation, you need to get a Chinese to give them travel documents to be able to go, and all can take time. Let alone going through the court process. We want to send a clear message there. It is not a matter of you go and you will come back. No, we will put you on our stop list. You will not be able to come back.
So you're for the
for
option of
sending the people back.
Repatriation.
Exactly.
Okay. But how do we distinguish Lin Juan against Lin Gunjo? Aisha Wan, that particular case has shown that she was out, came in, same face, different name. Immigration officers just are not able to, I don't know.
I have
distinguish.
I have never been
in favor
of the school of thought that they should be taken back
Why
to
not?
their homeland. And when this whole discussion or this topic came up some time back, I said
around
that
April.
Around April. You remember the statement I made? I said that. So if they are arrested, like these 18 people, and they are found guilty of having been involved in Galamsey, it is simple. You put them in jail with hard labor. Then when the time comes for us to start the reclamation exercise and we need labor, that is cheap labor. We put them on the field. You destroyed our land. Begin to work. You understand me? When they have worked on the land reclamation for about 4 hours in the day, they would use the other 4 hours to go and farm food crop that will be used in feeding them. It is as simple as that. So we don't waste much money on them.
And these are the people who they are working for MPP in opposition. They are the part of the reason why Ghana is so far. Yenti Krunga and OSP ni bisuye ankwa anoma membre so ana meko me de me ni meeting bia meanwhile no sana oye criminal. These are the people, they are very hypocrite. Enkofo we ena omo anytime they claim to omo ye adwuma. They claim to be a hardworking institution. But meanwhile no omo nye adwuma bia. The only thing they just do and say omo be na mwachire no omo sabotage. Even omo ye adwuma na kra no omo sabotage omo. Do you get me? Omo ye adwuma no omo sabotage omo. And it is sad. It is really sad. Why is it that King of Rata has not been extradited? And as it has not been extradited, I was saying by now, what back 7 solid months started from February, and I say I think it started February, March or Beba, February Beba, March or Beba, April or Beba, May or Beba, June or Beba, July. And he said, here we are. And this October month is about what? And a date yes, and I learned and 21st or so. Yes. So it's about 19 days. Sorry, it's about 11 days for this. Mokan is saying month we should be ending. Like me catch them. I told you guys. I said it. Second of rata be anywhere or yen hojuma. Senka or heaven crank a sibushi binyado on Kenyakupon atuna basa as singing the young prosecutor. Said be sending quasi as no. Yakupon the basa as so. So near metna or you be I am punishing. I ne bonsam nankasa or near tia. Ye humbin yadan ye humbonsam nankasa. You see, Kinufrata on Yari, that is the first point. The second point is say no investigation is going on. That is the truth. Bien where or Kinufrata ninsimu. Senko yampa senka omudinato Interpol red list as well. Enka America for I nim some phones or so corruption so Donald Trump enka Donald Trump edinaba. And God naba da. oninam DC, Washington DC, or Maryland, or whoever, and wherever, na or Ginny. Last time, Quadi, who you're not, you're or Sergeant for Kevin. If you picture the bag, the school bag bonnet, no share white, no share coat buso, no need. You working, Sabi, our fufra or mawari, now or have fun. You see, this is the tenor I don't understand. Enti John Mahama untimi ntu na nsi sade we mu emma case no enko untimi ntu na nsi maka kan bio se kindo frata mba NDC for mun forget about 2028 election se ya prosecute kindo frata okurum ha amma kindo frata ya hu se datum anase ya jisika o said o Ghana wanase odiye o prono abo those are signing ye sabi aini kwanse oye wama mitua ho ka NDC for me 2028 mean Kimobia. I'm telling you, and I'm going to do massive campaign against you guys and tell you people. I'm telling you because mo share bosses anko for we all run any mubidi. And it will be by obstacle to say Kise Jabia. Why would you allow him to sit in the office taking monies each and every day? Why you took on free ho? Again, it's more say Kise Jabi the Muntimin in free ho. John the Money Mahama, Papa. In your break, and for be in the agro kroma. We make sure, say, Aquan Beba. So called for Ofrata will come and what? Face trials. Obana se Udibima, Uncle, Udifua, and no ye pese Ghana for you who say Udibim and Udifo. For now, the intimate say, but on bracket, no meaning one. But if you fail to bring this guy to Ghana and DC, you will get yourself to be blamed. I'm telling you, Mega, I will distance myself from campaigning for you in 2028. Whoever leads MPP, either a Sedun Katia, either Mami Jane, either Yura, Julius Debra, whoever will be the person in India, I will never campaign and I will campaign against you as well. Take it from me. Someone fucking fratama because only pension be kin frata medio minor bro. Emankofungu enkofonya stroke enkofo nyare ndaw damu enkofo busuafo ehon kyerɛ wo bi mfa ho nko prison na kinofrata tie bus ɔte US enjoy life. What the hell is that? Chawadwo comment section na ndisi for ye ka kyerɛ mo bupa mo mfa ndi agro na ye behwe okurum ha 2028 enemo ye behwe ye be kyerɛ mo sese bi Ghana no ye some of us and ye control system no. Yes, I'm telling you, we cannot crash them. You control system, no. And you more politicians, no. Because any day do 4 years, and who be a mobonam nama, as if you more sign, like honum, I bet you them say, yan so, shiji. Chilawajin, Yakupon Coswin, Shila, bye bye.